This is Amaranthus. If you've never grown it before, it's one for your list. We sow it in the spring, so these seeds will be available in our January seed shop. This is called Red Cascade. And you can see where it got its name from. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at these tassels. These are fantastic for big dramatic arrangements. They make it very easy for you. And it also comes in this amazing green colour. Has the same beautiful cascading plumes in a colour that goes with absolutely everything. Amaranthus also comes in an upright variety, and this is my top favourite. This one is called Velvet Curtains. Next we're going to sow Amaranthus. Now Amaranthus are one of those plants that are not light sensitive. They just need time to grow. So if you struggled with your Amaranthus in the summer of 2021, when it was actually completely rubbish, wasn't it? It was really cold. What happened was, due to the cold weather, the Amaranthus wasn't able to grow properly, which means it didn't actually get into bloom until right at the end of the season, which was disappointing. And that's unusual for Amaranthus, so don't let that put you off. That was an odd year. Now Amaranthus is only a H2, so we're going to have to be very careful with it. Not sow it too early, but not sow it too late, so that it's got time to grow. And make sure that you give it a bit of warmth for germination. Okay, I'm back. I thought I'd just give you a second to go and get your packets. It's lovely and mild, isn't it? There we go, there's the seed. Depending on the variety, the seed will be a slightly different colour. And we're going to sow one seed per cell into a 40 cell tray. Do your best you can, they are very small. They will take about two and a half weeks to germinate. You can see they're all coming now, but I thought it'd be useful if I did a little seed test for you so you could get the idea on how long you need to wait for. Seeds need light for germination. Don't cover them with compost. A clear propagator lid if germinating indoors, or if it's cool where you are. I have been putting the propagator lid on just at night, because otherwise my little seedlings would fry. And now they're all starting to germinate. I'm not using propagator lid at all because it's so mild. Just a quick reminder to make sure that you take the lids and blankets off your seedlings and open the greenhouse vents. Amaranthus emerge, you'll be able to tell what the varieties are by the colour of the seedling. So if you want a tray share, absolutely you can. It doesn't matter if you drop a seed in the wrong cell, you'll be able to tell later. One thing to bear in mind though is the green cascade actually has red streaks on the leaves, so don't let that freak you out. They are actually going to have green tassels. That's just how the plant's made. Briefly afterwards, it's going to be the turn of the Amaranthus. Look at those for the pinched out stems, and don't worry, these are the green. They have leaves in this colour. The tassels will be green though, I promise. This is the red, so if you can't tell the difference, the red does have a very distinctive red tinge to the leaves. So green, if you're not sure, if you lost your label, red. And don't worry if they start flowering, you can just pinch those flowers off later. You can pinch Amaranthus, but you don't have to. If you would like statuesque plants for dramatic garden display to hide borders and fences, then leave it unpinched. However, if your intention is using it for bouquets and arrangements, you'll probably find the stems a bit too big to handle, in which case you would want to pinch them. You'll end up with more usable stems, exactly the same as we've done with the snapdragons. Look at these. Now it's going to be painful, so I thought we'd do it together because they look so luscious, and I'm going to get you to chop their heads off, and then they're going to look a bit stumpy, but I promise it will be all right. You ready? So we're taking, this is Coral Fountain, this variety here, so I'm just going to pull him back, and can you see where the stem thins? I'm going to use my fingers. If you haven't got sharp nails, just use a pair of scissors, and I'm going to just take all of that off the top. If you haven't got sharp nails, or like me you've got lots, then sometimes a pair of snips is preferable. There we go. To share this with you, so do you remember we pinched out the Amaranthus the other day? Look, there you go. The new shoots are appearing already. Isn't that exciting? The upright ones take just a tiny bit longer, but there you go. They are coming too. I found this excellent example of an upright variety. So this one has not been pinched, and this one has. Look at that branching. They're exactly the same age. I think they actually came from the same tray. This one hasn't been pinched and this one has. Example of unpinched and pinched Amaranthus. These are the cascading varieties and this is the upright. Unpinched, look at that branching from the pinched one. So you can see you've got more of a plant with a pinched variety. Peas, we don't have any cornflowers, so this is really welcome. And then one I've got at the back here is unpinched Amaranthus, so you can see the gulf of difference. Look how big that is, but because it's in the middle of the bed, a pinched would be too short, so I've just let it go. But you can see that there are branches that you could easily cut off. So if you wanted to grow it as garden decoration first and foremost, but then come and take the odd stem for vases, then an unpinched Amaranthus looks like this. What I'll do is I'll keep this story and pop it with the Amaranthus, and then we've got it to look back on come the spring once I'm explaining. Plenty of seeds in your packet, so I tend to do a bit of both. I leave some plants to go into the backs of borders because the plants are so beautiful and they're so easy to grow, and then the rest I pinch for my bouquets and arrangements. It's like a tropical rainforest in there. I think though I'm going to move the Amaranthus out today because the weather is perfect. It's not windy, it's really warm, so I'm going to grab myself a cup of tea and then I'm going to move these trays out and put them in a sheltered spot for the day. Go, they're outside. Got a few more trays to do yet, but I just want to remind you, for goodness sake, please don't put trays that have just come from the greenhouse out into the full belting sunshine today because they will wilt. And if you see like a little crinkling on your leaf, that's aphid damage, so you just need to get your bug spray on that. But you can just pinch off any unsightly leaves, they'll completely recover. They've just had, basically what they're doing is they're sucking the sap from the underside of the leaves, and that's what gives that crinkly effect. So it's not a disease, just aphids, I'm afraid. Spotted this and I thought I would mention it to you. So black fly actually love Amaranthus, and it's really irritating because it does spoil their beauty. They're so easy to get rid of. You can use organic bug spray or whatever your personal preference is. You can wash them off with a strong hose, obviously not in sunshine. I've moved these to the shade so I can give them a quick spray with some organic bug spray to get rid of them. So I'm just mentioning it so you keep an eye out, and then you can get rid of them as soon as they appear. Just got some soft soap solution, some organic spray. You can get it on Amazon. There we go. And they're in the shade, you might notice, because you never spray in the sunshine because you'll burn your plants. Now I'll leave them here in quarantine until later. Back to my plant nursery and let's grab some trays of this gorgeous Amaranthus. And this is the last planting of Amaranthus I'm going to do this year. It should take us all the way through to the frost. You might like to see how I'm getting on. So I'm planting them slightly deeper than normal this year, as I've been doing with most of our crops, because it's been so incredibly hot and dry on occasions, and this will protect the root balls. Now look at that, isn't that absolutely beautiful? And these go so nicely with the dahlias. Oops, he's drunk, can't do it with one hand. So a nice lot of information on Amaranthus, page 18 of your Spring Grow Along Handbook. What a sight. I just thought I'd come down and check out the garden, and the Amaranthus is looking absolutely amazing.